Hi, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to share my personal stock portfolio with you. I know it's been some time since my last update. Recently, there are a lot of things happening in the market, and I've done a lot of changes to my stock portfolio. So hopefully this video can bring you some insights. If you haven't checked my personal website before, so feel free to go to nyaninvest.com. You can check all my past month transactions and also my current portfolio compositions. It's totally transparent. Before we get started, I have to remind that this is not a financial advice. You have to do your own homework before you purchase any stocks. In this video, I won't go into super details about the numbers for each stock in my portfolio, since I think that's too time consuming. In my opinion, in trading, there are two parts which plays a very important role. The first is sensitivity, and second is rationality. So rationality is the part that you will calculate the price, you will determine whether the stock is undervalued or not, while for the sensitivity is more about predicting people's mood and also the current trend in the industry or in the market. In my early stage, I would do a lot of homework on calculating the stock price on the rationality part. However, here's the thing, when people are quite pessimistic about one stock, they will just keep selling it, even though it's super undervalued. Therefore, in this scenario, rationality may not play a very important role. My strategy has been shifted from the diversified portfolio into a more concentrated portfolio. When your portfolio is more concentrated, of course, you might have some more risk. However, for me, since I know the EV is a huge part in the future, I know this is definitely a growing part. Therefore, I'm more than willing to expose more stocks or percentage or my wealth on this sector instead of diversifying into other more uncertain places. The biggest stock that I have currently is Tesla. Tesla, actually I purchased it a long time ago, which is around $600. However, I did sell and buy it again, and recently it is my largest portfolio. When we're talking about Tesla, it's a little bit hard to use any model to predict the price, which is the rationality part. Instead, we have to use our sensitivity part. When talking about this stock, we have to imagine what they can do in the future. For Tesla, if you simply evaluate it in terms of a traditional car company or evaluate it with like a PE and DCF model, then it actually makes no sense why its market cap can reach to $1 trillion. Therefore, you have to imagine what they can do in the future. So the one thing I'm quite sure is the EV car is definitely the trend of the future, and Tesla is scaling very much. They have two new factories that are undergoing, and I believe in the recent 3 years, their production can definitely reach 1 million cars per year. Another big part about Tesla is they're actually shifting from a car company into a software company. For Tesla, there are actually two very exciting software that are undergoing. The first is about their FSD subscription. So currently their subscription takes around $200 per month. So that would mean 2.4K per year per person. And say in the future there are like 1 million cars produced each year, and say half of them, which is 500,000 people, they will purchase, they will subscribe this FSD service. And in this scenario, that would generate around $1 billion per year. So that's also a huge part. While on the other hand, their insurance business is also a very great part, since just as Elon Musk said, the insurance revenue will consist the big part of Tesla's revenue in the future. And here I even don't consider about the energy, since energy currently, it actually doesn't consist a very significant part of Tesla's revenue, and therefore in the future, you just imagine how many growth or how much space they have in the energy sector. That's also another very exciting news. The second biggest stock that I hold is Alibaba. I know this is a stock that many people don't like because it is a Chinese stock. However, we have to consider what are the growth there and what are the potential there. The sweetest part of Alibaba, in my opinion, is cloud service. You know, due to COVID-19, a lot of companies in China, they have to go digital. They have to move their service online. They have to book a lot of servers. And in China, Alibaba is definitely the dominant cloud provider. And this would definitely be a huge propulsion for their revenue growth in the future. I know recently their Ant Financial public IPO was rejected, but who knows, maybe in the future they will go public again. For Alibaba, there's definitely a lot of unseen challenges in the near term. So personally, since I really believe this stock has been undervalued, but if you do a simple DCF model, the price can easily up to $300. So I would like to hold this stock, and let's see what will happen in the future once Chinese government have settled all this kind of regulation stuff. My third largest stock is PLTR. PLTR actually I purchased when it was $9 when it first went public. When talking about PLTR, we have to think about the trends. In the future, there's definitely a world of big data and artificial intelligence, and PLTR currently is taking a very huge lead. Not to mention, there are not many competitors in the market. In the future, when the market is become more and more mature, I believe people will notice again the PLTR stocks. Another reason I really like PLTR is because of CEO Alex. Alex once said in a meeting that he can see no reason why PLTR market cap won't be 20x in the future. If you project its revenue growth and the market growth in the future, I would say 20x is quite reasonable, say in the next 10 years. And therefore, I don't want to miss an opportunity to invest in such a good CEO, in such a good company. Therefore, I put a lot of money into this stock. And next is NIO. I purchased it when it was around $6 or $7 per share. However, unfortunately, I sold it out later. And recently, I just take it back. NIO is one of the largest EV providers in China. So there are actually three best players in China. The first is NIO, the second is Xiaopeng EV, and third one is Lixiang EV. So for NIO, the particular part I really love is their bus service or battery as a service. This service actually shattered the traditional way of selling a car. Traditionally, if you sell a car, you have to sell everything to the user. However, from NIO's perspective, you just have to purchase the framework, the hardware, except for the battery. For battery, you can rent it by paying either monthly or annual fee, or you can just purchase it as you wish. The beautiful part of this innovation, I would say, is you don't have to replace the whole car in order to increase your car's range whenever there's a battery innovation. For example, previously when I bought a car with 70 kilowatts per hour and now a new battery which is 110 kilowatts per hour, I don't have to replace the whole car. I just need to replace the battery. This, I would say, is also more cost efficient since you don't have to recycle the other parts in the car. Instead, you just need to replace the battery. And on the other hand, I believe NIO's service, the customer service, is also the best in China EV market. I would say in the future, EV selling in China really is not like a technology, since for self-driving, for this kind of speed, for the range, are quite similar between different companies when time goes by. Therefore, I think the main difference on when people deciding which car to purchase is about the company's service. At least for now, Tesla service is not very good in China. Hence, after the brutal scaling stage, whoever does better in the customer service, whoever wins the market. Next stock is Qualcomm. Qualcomm is a stock that I would not like to sell maybe in my life. Since I once interned at Qualcomm and really love this company, I really like and also admire its culture, so I can see no reason by selling stock. And just today, Qualcomm released its second quarter earnings and it is quite good. When talking about Qualcomm stock price, I can see no reason why it's still staying at the same stage. When you're looking for NVIDIA, AMD, other kind of most popular semiconductor stocks, they're actually increasing very much. Qualcomm is the biggest player in 5G cell phone chips. If you just think about how many cell phones that are sold each year, you can see how much revenue that Qualcomm can make. And also Qualcomm is expanding its services not only to the smartphone chips, but also to IoT, to auto industry. I would say its revenue is kind of affected by the chip shortage recently, but say, just as what its CEO said, in the next half year, this situation will become better. And I believe in that scenario, Qualcomm's revenue can definitely increase a lot. And not to mention, it also plays a very good dividend. So yeah, I really like holding this stock in my portfolio. Last but not least, I would like to update two very important stocks. The first is about FUTU. If you watched my previous video, you know I'm a big fan for FUTU. However, recently the Chinese government, they have some Personal Information Act, and FUTU is affected by its regulation. The reason why I sold it out recently is since I've already have Alibaba, I don't want to expose too much the Chinese government part. And also, even though I think the stock price is undervalued, I just don't want to play a very speculative part on the stock. Next stock I would like to talk about is DraftKings. DraftKings recently released its marketplace, which is the NFT marketplace, so people can buy and trade their NFT tokens. As you know, recently the blockchain market has increased a lot, and personally I just can't see no reason why DraftKings market cap still remains the same, even though a majority part of its business has already been exposed to the blockchain technology. Personally, I purchased DraftKings stock a long time ago and then sold it out all when I make some profit. And recently, I think it is a very great opportunity to at least to take a look onto the stock. Okay, so this is all about this video. If you have any questions about the particular stock or you wish to have more info about a particular stock, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.